Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Ruby and I like collecting things. Today we're talking about dolls, which are one of, if not my favorite thing to collect and talk about collecting. In particular, as you can probably guess, we're talking about this Monster High reproduction doll today. I have two of these. Not two of this one. I have two of the reproduction dolls. The other one I ordered online and she thankfully arrived intact, but that's a story for another day. Today we are talking about Frankie, who I went to pick up in store yesterday. Took me a minute to remember. Because I had seen online that they had the reproductions in stock, and when I got there, they only had Frankie. So I took a look at the 5 of them they had and picked the one in the best condition. I really like her. I like her a lot more than I was expecting to. I have been collecting dolls for a long time, but I kind of slept on the Monster High dolls when they were popular. I was much more into Ever After High, which is the thing I have a much more substantial, though still very small, collection of. So these reproductions are really nice because they're a chance for me to get into and really appreciate something that I sort of missed out on. And we are going to unbox and talk about this today. So let's take a look at the box before I open it. I am going to try and open it carefully so I can salvage it, because these are nice boxes and I would like to be able to display them. Of course, we've got the doll. I really like her style. I think out of the currently available reproduction dolls, she has my favorite fashion sense. Like, this is something I could see myself wearing if I knew how ties worked. Maybe not the earrings, but I'm particular about jewelry sometimes. She's got her dog-like thing. She's got a brush. Of course, the doll stand that is advertised is in there. I don't think you can see it when I tilt the box this way, but it's there. I promise I see it. And of course, there's the diary that is also advertised. One thing I do know, even though I never had these as a kid, is that this originally had like little personalized text for the characters, and they used to have the original tagline under the Monster High logo here. It was supposed to say, oh, what was it? I do know this. Freaky just got fabulous, I think it was. Alright, so one thing I find really cool about these boxes, they are not like normal box shaped. They're kind of oblong. I like when boxes are shaped interestingly. Let's take a look at the bottom. Okay, one thing I'm interested in. Okay, she doesn't have a cassette tape up here. This just says 9 stitches and counting. I don't know what that means. There's K-Blood mix. I'm pretty sure, at the very least, some of the other ones have dates on the recordings, so I was interested. New Ghoul at School mix. Of course, the back has her name, her little profile, character artwork with her pet, and the other girls that you can get in this line. This artwork does not include 2 of the characters from the original release who have not been released yet, and are the ones that I am most excited for. You can see this is the international text variant. This is, in particular, the Canadian variant, which means everything here is going to also be in French. So, I think that's right. You can see that there's a little bit of plastic over this way. I really like the heart stitch detailing. It's a really nice motif. And I think with that, we have covered everything, so I am going to pause this video while I open up the box, trying to salvage as much of it as physically possible. I really think What's It is cute. I like the wings. Alright. I wasn't able to get it open without any damage, but I've managed with minimal damage at, like, the very back where the things go in. So I will be able to salvage the box, and that is something that makes me happy. Now let's carefully extract the cardboard insert thing. I am going to pause again, actually. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this with one hand. Sorry for any camera shaking. I wanted to try the built-in stabilizer, but that messed with the lighting. It made everything really dark. I don't know how that works. And you can now see the empty box and the cardboard insert. Of course, everything is still tied down, but I wanted to go over everything while it's here. Doll, purse, pet, brush, stand, diary. This is the first doll stand I have had in my possession in a pretty long time, except for the holiday Barbie doll that I have displayed somewhere else in the house. So it will just be really nice, even if she's gonna look a little weird next to all the other girls on my shelf. All of whom are, like, sitting in various places. I mean, one of the ones I have left in box still has her stand, but I think that's it, and she is still in her box, so. Now, let's see. First, we should free the doll. I am not going to. Well, first, let's take a look at the back of the insert thing before I start cutting anything. How about that? Also, I'm going to carefully remove the scissors from under there. We've got all of this. Why is there so much packaging involved in dolls? Like, I know this has only gotten worse with time, but I have to ask why it is this way. All of these ties and tapes and plastic things. Alright. I will see you when she is free. Not quite done, but I am glad to have found a tiny elastic that I can use for something else, and I wanted to share that joy. Okay, I've got her mostly free. The belt gave me a bit of trouble because it was falling off, and some of her joints are a little stiff while some are a little loose, but that's probably fine. So let's before we take a closer look at her, and I tell you about my thoughts and all that, I feel like I should probably give a little bit of context, considering. Also, I should probably give her hair a brush through, but, I just wanted to tell a little story about what happened while I was going to get her. So I walked up to the nearest Walmart when I saw they had these in stock, and about halfway there, I tripped and fell in the road. I am fine, but I did get scraped up pretty bad, so, a lot of things happened yesterday. But I am very glad to have her. It was worth it for this. I just wanted a little bit of context because I feel like the ordeal I went through to get her might kind of bleed into my opinion. You know, full disclosure and all that. Why is this stuck here? Why is there so much elastic everywhere? So, I am going to brush her through a bit, and then we'll take a closer look. Finally, a second doll brush. I decided to free the Monster High brush for this, considering I usually just use my Ever After High brush, which is it within reach right now? No, it's over with the dolls, so a couple shelves over. Alright. Alright, I've got her hair mostly brushed. Eventually I'm going to need to take some tweezers to it because it does have all those plastic stub things in there. Those, I know you can just leave them in, but I don't like doing it. It bothers me. They bother me when I'm trying to just, like, nicely brush the doll's hair. That said, it's a very nice, soft hair. I'm not sure what type of material this is, but I really like it. So let's start with her face. Well, okay, let's start with her hair since I was just talking about it. It's really nice. I like the style, I like her energy, I like the colors. As for her face, again, I really like the style, I like the colors. Not a whole lot of makeup, but just enough, I think. The heterochromia is a nice touch, considering. She's got this tie. I don't know how ties work. I mean, this one is, like, built into her top. I guess if I could find ties like that, I'd wear them too. It's got this little skullet thing attached at the end. And of course, there's this little belt on the skirt. It sits in an interesting sort of position. I think it's supposed to sit something like this. Like I said, some of her joints are a little stiff, some of them are a little loose. But I can forgive that, and nothing's popping off or anything. The earrings, they're not really, like, my favorite design, but they appear to be pretty good quality for what they are. And I do like the blue. I think the blue is a nice touch. She, of course, has her bracelet that I need to turn around. Okay, I'm not having much luck with that. Also, she of course, has her bolts here. Can I get closer? Come on, focus. Trying to get this camera to focus is kind of a pain. There we go. You can get a good look at it there. Of course, the other side is much the same. And there's her outfit, which has this black, red, white, and blue plaid thing going. Prep punk or something like that. And if we look at the back, there is easier view of the mesh layer under the skirt. Of course, she's got her stitches all over her body, which are really nice. And there don't seem to be any noticeable errors, if there are any. I also really like her shoes. I cannot say that I would wear these shoes because I do not wear regular heels, especially not ones this tall as a rule. But I do like them, and if I did wear heels like that, I would absolutely wear these. She's just got, like, really nice energy. Now, let's set her aside for a moment and see what's holding you down. Just elastics. Shouldn't take too long to get you out. Yeah, I needed both hands, but that was like 10 seconds, so we can take a closer look at what's it here. You got the front view. You got the top-down view, you got the side view. And of course you got the back view. Nothing on the bottom, just something flat so you can lay them somewhere to sit. we are going to lay him there for now. Let's free her bag and see how she looks with it. Before we hand it over to her, let's take a good look. It has the handles that open. It has a plastic non-functioning zipper. Backside's cute. It's got the skelet detail on the front. It is red, black, and silver, which I find interesting. I like the silver accents in her stuff, though. Alright, now let's see if we can get her to hold it. I have got her sort of holding her bag for now. We will see how well that manages to hold later. Now let's free the diary. I'm going to do the doll stand last because I'm going to put her up after I do that and brush out her hair. So, let's see how hard it's going to be to get this out. I'm probably going to, read over it and then tuck it back in here when I am done. Because I am keeping the box. Oh, the doll stand base is underneath it, so that's why it's pushed up like that. I wondered where the doll stand base was. Why there, though? You could have put it, down here somewhere. You wouldn't have been able to see it if it was under her shoes. You couldn't really see your shoes that well in the box. Alright, see you in a moment. Assembled the stand after taking it out so I could take out the diary. So let's take a look. I'm not going to read this out loud or anything, but I am going to try and hover over it long enough that you can take a good look. So I'm just going to hover over each page. I'm trying not to hold it open too long because I don't want to damage anything. I want to keep these in good condition. I am collecting these now, so I want to be careful with each of them. Next page. And then it doesn't want to be open. Okay, light glare. Let's see how we can minimize the light glare. Alright, this side at least doesn't have the glare problem. Maybe it's the positioning? Does this help? That does help. Okay, sorry about that. Oh my god, there it is again. Okay. It's a learning experience. But I figured these have been really hard to get my hands on, and I've heard other people saying the same, so might as well offer these up too. I'm not even actually reading this right now. I'm gonna have to pause so I can read it after. I'm just making sure that I get every page. Okay, we've reached the part where it's just the same thing in French. So I am not going to bother with the same thing in French, but I am going to pull to the back where I believe they're supposed to have their... Come on. Do they not have the class schedule insert things in here? They're supposed to, right? Or is it at the front somewhere? I do not see it at the front. Huh. Did they just not include them in this version? Are they not in the reproduction ones at all, or are they just not in the international version? Wouldn't be the first time they took something weird out of an international release for something. Well, this notebook, style is so nostalgic. I also like the little blue spiderweb design up here. So that's the diary. We've gone over the diary, we've gone over the pet. Let's go over the stand briefly before I set it up. It says Monster High on it. It's one of these, like, waist gripping stands. I hear that these ones are better for holding things up. I don't know, the only other doll stand I have on display is one of those saddle stands, but also it's in a glass cabinet, so it doesn't get jostled around or anything. I don't really have any kind of reference, any frame of reference. So I'm going to get her set up on the shelf, and I will show you how she looks once I've got her up there. So I've run into an interesting problem. I can't get her on the stand. I don't know, like, what way I'm doing this wrong, but if I stand her on it like this thing lines up with her leg, and it does not really line up perfectly, nor does she stay on it when I stand it up. She's sort of falling all over the place. So I don't know what's up with that. I'm going to look up a solution for that after, but for now I am going to get her sort of situated so I can at least show how I'm going to display her. I have less than no idea about how this stand is supposed to work because it does not snap around her waist. She's too tall for it to snap around her waist like here. And her leg is not quite big enough for it either. And her legs are also too short, so she's swinging all over the place. That said, I was going to put her here next to the Ever After High girls. And up here we have the other piece of my doll collection. Still a work in progress. Oh, and there's the Claudine box while I am showing things off. So, I have some research to do. And yeah. Oh. Okay. So, if you liked this video, consider, well, liking this video, subscribing, leaving a comment, somehow engaging. It does help, so I'm told. And I would really like reasons to keep doing what I'm doing. Until next time, see ya!